Welcome. We're on the red couch with Veronica Pastore, a Kansas native who has worked in several facets of media and marketing in Sarasota. Veronica is remarkably well-rounded and has engaged in a wide variety of studies from philosophy to graphic design. In addition to working for Vision PR and Marketing and founding her own social marketing company, she created and wrote The Seamstress, a column for Creative Loafing Sarasota and the Sarasota Herald-Tribune. She passed the mantle on to a new young writer when she accepted the position as Associate Marketing Director for the Sarasota Film Festival last fall. Veronica, I am thrilled to have you on the red couch.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Well, it's really fun to have you. And I'd love to start at the beginning of when you were back in Kansas and you were studying philosophy.
Yeah.
So how did you get into philosophy?
Basically, I took like an intro philosophy class just to satisfy some requirement, and I had to kind of pick something in order to graduate. I found it pretty interesting, though. I really liked kind of the dialectical approach and looking at different sides of things. So I decided to get my degree, and I thought I would go on to teach. But I really enjoyed learning about how to think and how to analyze something critically.
That's so fascinating. And then you sort of turned a whole 360 and studied graphic design at Ringling School of Art?
Yeah, exactly. I came down here to Sarasota after I graduated from the University of Kansas, and I had always also had this interest in graphic design. I worked for my high school newspaper, and I liked writing for the paper, but I also liked doing the layouts. And so I decided to go into Ringling, and that was a really great experience too, but I learned that I maybe wasn't quite as much of an artist as some of the other students there. These kids just love to draw, and I kind of had this like writerly side as well. So
yeah, you're like a Renaissance woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great thing to be.
It
you
is.
Have lots of different interests, lots of different skills, and you didn't even need to finish a whole degree at Ringling. You already got hired for a whole graphic design position.
Yeah, after my first year, I started working as a graphic designer. I kind of did a part-time gig with this company that I had interned for, and then with that experience, I got a job doing all the layouts for Creative Loafing, the weekly newspaper.
That is the most fun newspaper. Now tell me about your column, what you did.
Yeah, I started writing a column for them after I'd worked there about 3 months. The previous kind of nightlife columnist had taken off, and the editor was saying, I'd really like somebody that's out and about and kind of engaged with a lot of different types of people. And I was like, hey, let me try. I think I could do it. And so I started writing the column, and it was just something different every week. I would go to something as kind of diametrically opposed as I could find. So I'd go to an art event or a fashion show, and then I'd go to something like Drag Queen Bingo or go out on La Barge and just kind of try to talk about all the cool things that were happening here in Soda, and especially for young people. After I first moved here, I wasn't so sure I wanted to stay.
Yeah.
And once I got engaged with the newspaper and kind of the whole young crowd and found out where everybody hung out down on Main Street and stuff, I really started loving it, and there was a lot happening. So my mission was just to let people know that fact, that there's a lot of great stuff to do here.
I mean, what a wide range of things. That's so fun.
It was. I had a lot of fun. I really did, and it opened a lot of doors for me. I covered the Sarasota Film Festival in my first year writing the column, and I had basically an all-access press pass for the first festival. I think John Voight was there that year, and Steve Buscemi, and a few other really cool celebrities. It was awesome.
So is that how you got your foot into the door to the film festival?
Yeah, it is. I covered it 3 years doing that column. In my third year, I was with the Herald-Tribune after Creative Loafing closed, and the Herald-Tribune kind of expanded my coverage, which was really neat, and I got to meet some of the kind of higher-ups, so to speak. I met Tom Hall, who's the artistic director and director of the festival, and I also met Mark Familio that year, who's the president of the festival. And after I kind of started my own business in between.
At 26?
Yeah.
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 That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, and I was doing marketing. I had gone on from the newspaper to work for a marketing company called Vision PR and Marketing, and learned a lot with them. We got to work with a lot of nonprofits locally and arts organizations, and I decided to open up my own business and focus more on kind of the digital side of things and social media, which was something I really enjoyed. And with that experience and, the experience of seeing the festival for the last 3 years, they reached out to me and asked if I was interested, and it was something I couldn't say no to.
So in this market, where people are searching for jobs, people searched you out.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm really fortunate.
That is very, very lucky, and obviously a testament to how talented you are.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I've been working hard.
So I want to hear about the film festival.
Yeah.
Because that is so exciting. It's so intense.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's so much to do, and you had a huge pile on your plate of all sorts of fun things to do, but also, you know, a lot of work.
Yeah, I think intense is a good word for it, but it was really great. It was so much fun. I got to be around so many great people, so many really smart and really passionate people. We have staff that comes in from all over the country to be a part of this festival, but a lot of great local people too. And like hundreds of volunteers. They've all got their own unique stories, so it's a really amazing team, and that's kind of the backbone of the whole thing. Obviously, we had some celebrities here. As well.
Who did you get to hang out with?
I got to meet Dominique Moynihan, who is the star of Lost and Lord of the Rings. All the girls really liked him, but he was nice. He liked making funny faces for all the photos.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with Penelope Ann Miller, who's an actress. She's been in just dozens and dozens of films with some of the really great actors, and she was just really sweet. She brought her 11-year-old daughter, who's gorgeous and super fun as well.
You got to hang out on a yacht with them?
I did.
Just one of the bonuses of the job.
Yeah, just one of the bonuses. We talked about our favorite cartoon characters, and like, you know, I mean, you don't get to do that very often with movie stars. So
no kidding.
And we also had WWE superstars Rey Mysterio and Kelly Kelly here, and I hung out with them for a little bit. After our tribute event, I talked about yoga with them. Ray had hurt his knee, so I suggested he try yoga.
God, new friends
yeah.
in big places.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was really cool just getting to attend everything once again, but from a totally different perspective, you know, kind of like start to finish. We had some really long days, but it was totally worth it.
I remember you're telling me you had you drank a lot of coffee.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of times when I lived on like coffee and candy, but I mean, it was totally worth it. Like, when else do you get to do that, you know?
That's an incredible experience.
Yeah,
what do you like about films the most?
I like how it really transports me somewhere else. I get to kind of leave everything I have going on and go experience something else that I wouldn't likely be able to. I saw a cool film called Super Classico. It was a Danish film set in Argentina, and English was kind of the only common language. So they're speaking Danish, Spanish, like a weird version of Spanish that they speak in Argentina, and then English. And it was really funny. And, you know, that's not something I would get to do in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
What else did I say? I saw a cool film that was based on a true story. It's called Compliance, about a day in the life at a fast food restaurant when something kind of really strange and unusual happens.
Like a documentary?
It was not a documentary. It was a fictionalized take on a true life story. And it was really compelling. That, again, something I wouldn't get to experience personally. I did see a cool documentary about a family that's building the largest house in America in Orlando. And they actually came, the subjects of the film came to our festival and saw the film for the first time.
Wow.
Which was really neat. So that's another, you know, life that I wouldn't get to walk inside. So
absolutely,
it definitely kind of takes you somewhere else. And the film festival had so many offerings. We had films from hundreds of different countries and filmmakers, so it was really incredible.
So how do they choose which films get to be part of the festival?
We have a programming team, and then they also work with a screening committee. I think we had 700 submissions, more than 700 submissions, in addition to what a programming team goes out and finds. So it's kind of a little bit of both. They go to Sundance, they go to the other big festivals, and kind of handpick the best stuff and the stuff that they think the Sarasota audience will like. But in addition, we take submissions, again, from all over the world, local filmmakers, you know, Florida filmmakers, and nation and worldwide as well. So it's really cool. They watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
They watch so many movies.
That wasn't part of your job to select.
That's its whole other world. It's kind of cool because we do have these different departments in the festival that are all kind of doing their own things, but then, you know, we get together at the table every week and kind of like, I mean, it's amazing what a production it is.
Sounds so incredibly fun and so intense
Yeah.
and so all-encompassing. Like, I don't even know how you ate lunch during that time, you know?
It was, some days I didn't, but.
I mean, just to be on the cutting edge of all the new, fresh, exciting stuff is just a thrill.
It really is. I mean, it's one of the biggest and most important events that we have here.
Yeah.
And I was really thrilled to be involved with it. Really fortunate.
So on the days that you're exhausted,
yeah,
and it's totally intense, and you have, 4 more weeks till the whole event is actually going to happen, what keeps you going?
That's a good question. I think just knowing how hard everyone else is working was one thing. As I've said, it was such an incredible team, and everybody was so dedicated and passionate. And when I was feeling tired, I could just look over or walk to the next office and say, they're keeping at it. Like, I'm going to do this thing too.
Yeah.
And putting on the big show. I think that was the other half of it. It's like, this thing is coming.
Like the excitement of it,
right.
Just the thrill of the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Well, I'm really excited to hear more about the film festival.
Yeah.
And also to hear a little bit about where you've gone after the film festival.
Cool.
Join us for part 2 of this interview next week on the Red Couch. Be sure to stop in next week to see part 2 of this interview on the Red Couch.